After mastering 30 jobs over the last decade and really starting to peak, I would say it was honestly about a year or two before the pandemic that, it was this self belief, truly discovering and understanding my true self on the inside that allowed me to develop a true and an authentic, non egotistic, right, self belief. And this self belief is what allows, that boy to go on and what allows you to go on and push through all the failures, right? It's this hands on experience that you gain through all these failures, right? So it really, really is a beautiful thing. And it's the whole college debate, right? And it's why colleges finally started to do more internships to gain that hands on experience. Excuse me, it's a little hot in here. And that hands on experience was what the wisdom is, right? And when you truly understand yourself, that's when you can truly love yourself on the inside, right? Because what is the opposite? Ignorance. Ignorance is what? Worry, doubts, and fear. Fear, worry, and doubt is nothing more than ignorance. And when you understand something, like Albert Einstein said, any fool can know, a wise man understands, right? So when you truly understand yourself, since everything starts with you first in the universe, then you have self belief and doors just open up right and left, and you're able to surrender and dissolve the ego, aka all of these dogma masks, right? American, right? America, or that's not what Japanese people do, right? You dissolve all of these labels and dogma masks, and you embrace who you really are on the inside. And this is what allows for a completely open mind to exist. It's why Mark Zuckerberg went to India, and Steve Jobs went first to India on a spiritual retreat where the quote was "All is one," because energy is all that there is. All of life vibrates on the vibration of miracles and love, right? Like Edgar Allan Poe said, "Invisible things are the only real things because energy is all that there is." And when you truly love yourself on the inside, you connect to this vibration of miracles and love. You don't take things personal. You don't care. There is no ego, right? And you have a completely open mind, allowing you to connect to limitless opportunities all around us, the infinite abundance that we all live in, right? And the next greatest point would be to accept the truth that there are going to be bad times, right? No matter how high up you are, where you're at in life, there's always going to be bad times. But as Alan Watts said, when one truly awakens from the dream, or whatever you want to call it, they understand that black implies white, self really implies other, and death really implies life, right? And this is kind of like the stock markets, right? Like Warren Buffett says, to buy in when everything's red at the very bottom, all-time historical reds. Because we understand through the vibration of miracles and love that all of life, even the stars and the rainbows, scientifically vibrate on, that no matter how bad it gets, an entire underwater sea community could be ripped apart and still grow back. An entire forest could be burnt down and still come back. The ice age, black death, the list goes on. But life always came back stronger. Life always grew back even greater, right? It's why it sounds cheesy, but what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? Pain, no gain. But it's the truth, as I just explained scientifically, and right, and it's why, when you have this wisdom to understand that yes, it's bad right now, but when there's a drought, that's when the wise man is like, yay, we have a drought. Now the seeds are on sale. I'm gonna go buy all the seeds while they're on an all time low price and plant them all, right? And then guess what? The drought comes to an end and all those seeds start to grow. And he's like, Alan Watts was right, right? That would be the next piece of advice. And the next one, obviously, writing real goals that ask you to become a completely new version of yourself, right? Completely step out of your comfort zone. Not just I want to increase my sales, but writing down a clearly defined goal that asks you to become a completely new version of yourself. Or in 1 year from now, people will look at you like, do I know who you are? Right? That's what a real goal is. And writing these real goals down and giving them a deadline. Because without a deadline, they're not a goal. They're just a pipe dream. I'm sorry to tell you the honest truth, but without a deadline, it's just a goal. I mean, excuse me, it's just a dream. It's not a goal. Right? So these are my greatest pieces of advice, guys, right? It all starts with truly discovering yourself on the inside, and then you reconnect to all of life, right? And don't get me wrong, it's a lifetime, this like I said, this lifetime passion of becoming a new version of yourself, because whatever is not growing is dying. If a tree is not growing, a tree is dying. We are the highest forms of life that there is, right? Right, guys? And I laugh because it's really that obvious, but so many people make it so difficult. Whatever is not growing is dying, so we need to have this focus. Your focus creates your reality. You need to have this focus on writing real goals that ask you to become a new version of yourself. Now, obviously, you need to stop and breathe and enjoy the process and still have unobligated or fun time that you set aside every day and week in your daily planning or schedule, where you're smelling and enjoying the roses, but at the same time, right, we are taking steps, real steps, right, every single day, or sometimes we take a break, but overall we're moving forward to becoming a completely new version of ourselves, right? And it's that when you go to sleep at night, that's that fulfillment of understanding that you are growing. And of course, when you have this true inner self love, you have an inner self love for, or excuse me, outer self love for all of life, because you're now connected to all of life and through all those other individuals and all of life that's vibrating on the vibration of miracles and love. And miracles really do start to pop up in all of your life, because, like I started off with this video, a person that wants to make the world a more loving and peaceful place, there is no such thing as failure. There's only learning and growing. And when you're making this world a more loving and peaceful place, you're connected to the vibration of love and miracles that all of life vibrates on. Just like when you go out into nature, you go hiking, you go to the beach, and you have that connection all the time. When you go to sleep, when you wake up, you're always connected to that vibration of miracles and love now. You all have a beautiful day. You are beautiful on the inside. Now let's embrace it together.